Shaquem Griffin was born with his brother Shaquille, 30 seconds apart, but they had one major difference at birth.
My husband came, he sat on the side of me, and I was like, bring me my boys. I want to see my boys. And he said, before I bring them to you, I just want to talk to you about something. Something is going on with one of their hands, Shaquem's hand.
Shaquem was born with amniotic band syndrome, which affects roughly 5 in every 10,000 kids at birth.
Basically, the umbilical cord wrapping around my wrist, cutting the circulation off, not allowing my hand to fully grow. Still had the fingers, but it was just more of tissue. I didn't have the full development by my hand.
When I saw that, I just broke down in tears, and I blamed myself for it. And then the first thing I thought, growing up, what people are going to say, how he's going to be able to handle that as a little kid. So it was hard. Yeah, it was pretty tough for me.
This condition caused him immense pain in his fingers. One night, the pain was too much to handle.
Out of nowhere, all we can hear is just screaming. I go and run in the room because that's why I hear the screaming, but he's not in there.
I ran into the kitchen and climbed on top of the counter to get a knife out the drawer and try to remove my own fingers.
So now I'm running into the kitchen, and he's already have a knife in his hand, getting ready to cut the digits off because of the pain. And being at that age, all he wanted to do was just get rid of the pain. And he's thinking if I cut him off, it'll stop the pain. As he was getting ready to cut him off, I was able to grab his hand with the knife. I called the doctor myself, was one of the surgeons. I will be bringing him in tomorrow morning for you to have surgery and take the digits off. Enough was enough.
With the pain finally gone, Shaquem approached every sport with no limitations.
Everything he wanted to do, it was like, well, we're going to test it out. Until I can find a way you can do it on your own. I test it out with one hand. If I can do it with one hand, you can do it with one hand.
The attitude towards me was never allowed me to make excuses. Treat me like everybody else. If they hard on my brother, they're hard on me. That's all it is.
Shaquille and Shaquem were always close, just like a package deal.
We was gonna live together, we was gonna play together, we was gonna marry twins, we were gonna have twin kids, and we didn't know how serious it was until we started getting scholarship offers.
However, in high school, Shaquille started to get D1 offers, but Shaquem did not.
He turned down so many from UF, FSU, Miami. He turned down so many teams. It was unbelievable.
It was about sticking with my brother, and the bond and the love I have for him was way bigger than some scholarship.
The first scholarship offer they got together was from UCF, where Shaquille quickly made it to the first team roster, but Shaquem, on the other hand, did not. He struggled to put the pieces together in his first couple seasons.
I had to sit for a while, watch my brother play. I was always happy for him, but I always felt like it was so much more for me to do. I think that was a time where I didn't know where I was going to be playing ever again.
What doubt did you have?
Doubt? I don't remember having doubt. Just being scared of stopping. Just needed somebody to give me a chance to show them that I can.
Shaquem's first chance came in 2016 when Scott Frost took over the head coaching job.
Hit right away by Shaquem Griffin.
It was obvious right away how good an athlete he was. It was easy after the first couple practices to look past how many hands he had, and we knew we had to find a place for him on the field.
It's not a gas jam, baby! Let's go!
Gave me a fresh start to start. I ain't looked back ever since.
This season, Shaquem balled out.
And the interception by who else? Shaquem Griffin.
He finished with 11.5 sacks on the year and also Defensive Player of the Year in his conference.
In his 2017 season, Shaquem led the UCF Knights to an 11-0 season with his brother, Shaquille, on the Seahawks.
Most inspirational story in all of college football.
However, despite his hard efforts in playing, Shaquem did not get an offer to the NFL Combine.
He should be evaluated as if he had two hands. To evaluate him like he has one hand is an injustice, because one hand hasn't precluded him from doing anything his entire life.
What's good, buddy?
What's up, buddy?
Hey, when you want me to call the combine?
If you got it in, you should got an email. Did you check your email?
No, I ain't checked that yet.
We'll check, and then if you don't have an email, then we'll call.
Is this it right here?
Official invite.
Let's go.
Congratulations.
Let's go. Thank you.
Well deserved.
5 weeks later, Shaquem was in Indianapolis.
Back home in St. Petersburg, Florida, his family and Shaquille gathered to watch him perform.
That's it. Let's go, Keem. Let's go.
Shaquem ran a 4.3840, one of the fastest ever recorded for a linebacker.
To see that he ran the same thing his brother ran, a 4.38, was unbelievable. That was a moment that I don't think I'll ever forget that. I was sharing tears. Unbelievable.
I want to be able to show that to everybody, that if somebody tells you what you can't do, it's the only person that can stop you is yourself. Like, I made changes in the world, but I'm not just a feel-good story. I worked my butt off for everything I wanted in life, and it's not gonna stop here.
Shaquem was able to run a 4.38 in the 40-yard dash, and then when they went on to the bench press, he was able to rep for 20 reps when some people didn't think he would even be able to do up to 10. In the catching drill, Shaquem shows how he catches the ball with only one hand as he wraps around it with his good hand, and his nub makes sure the ball stays in contact with his shoulder. Due to his impressive combine performance, he was drafted 141st in the 5th round to the Seahawks, where he eventually will team up with his brother in this following season.